Now we review the 2024 film, Absolution. There are many films called Absolution, and this is but one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard, this is Random Street Theater, and I have just seen Absolution, which has Liam Neeson and Ron Perlman in it, and I haven't seen a single trailer. It's in theaters. It's a real movie. Anyway, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets. That is from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. So I am giving you an opportunity to do something great from the world for free. That great thing, you are actually already doing it. You are watching this video. But you can maximize your impact by commenting on this video, by liking this video, subscribing if you haven't already, and sharing it with your friends. Anyway, Liam Neeson plays a mafia or some kind of a criminal enforcer. Ron Perlman is his boss. He's getting his son acclimated into the industry. But dude used to be a boxer, and he's got a busted up brain. I forget the exact name of it. If you saw the movie Concussion, he's got that, okay? And, you know, he's kind of always been a lone wolf, but he had a family. They don't know what happened, or no mention is made of whatever happened to his wife. He's estranged from his children, and it's like he gets this diagnosis, and they go, "Look, dude, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself much longer. All right? Your memory is just going to fall apart. You're going to fall into dementia, and you're going to die. You know, but it could be years of dementia. You know, he's this real tough guy. He's like, just tell me what I need to do. There's no treatment for what you have. You know, you're gonna become a vegetable. So what you have is him navigating the end of his life and trying to come to terms with it, trying to reconnect, trying to do right. And this man acknowledges he is a terrible human being, okay? That's what he is, a terrible human being. He hurts people for a living. He does things like, you know, protect pimps and that sort of thing. And, you know, he's amoral. I mean, he's what you would kind of call a true neutral. He doesn't take any joy in hurting people, but hurting people is what he does for a living. So it's like, you know, you get this one scene that he does have some kind of a moral compass. You know, he will stop a crime if it's not like something he's being paid for. He doesn't like hurting people, but he also lets other people hurt other people if it profits him. So he's at the end of his life and he's kind of trying to atone. This is what the name Absolution comes from. And, you know, there's this sort of aspect of memento, because he's having trouble remembering, you know? And that's just who he is. It's this story. It's a slow burn. If you're an A24 fan, or an A24 fan, however you say it, this movie is going to be awesome for you. I will say that it kind of drags in the first half, and once you get invested in Liam Neeson's character, it's just a wonderful movie. It is kind of a done movie. I mean, I saw something similar with Nicolas Cage in it, you know, and there's like, you know, it's the same thing happens to the same character, except for in Cage's version, he went to jail, all right, because he wouldn't rat out his boss, and they were supposed to take care of things for him, and they didn't do a very good job of that. So, like, there's the same scene at a graveyard that was in that movie. It's the same story beats. This is a very done movie. But it's not the what, it's the how. And, you know, Liam Neeson, he's this very quiet, very reserved character who you can't help but feel for him. Whereas, you know, Nicolas Cage, as I like to say, old man Cage, he don't chew the scenery, he devours the scenery. I mean, you're just seeing couches and walls disappear down his guts. That's who he is. Whereas Neeson, he is just this very quiet, very reserved. He's such a very private person. And it's like, you honestly ask yourself, what the hell ever happened to this guy that was so horrible that he just became this hermit? This, modern day city hermit. And it's like, when people like show up to his house, he's like, yeah, the TV don't work, I don't have any music. Like, it's like, what did you do with your life? It seems like you didn't have anything, like no savings, nothing of value. You didn't save your money. I guess maybe he drank it all, which would also... Drinking is bad for memory, so it would have aggravated his encephalopathy, but... Lopathy. I can't remember how to pronounce that. But it's just one of those things that him as a character... you realize he's not a sympathetic character. He's a bad person. He walked out on his family, and, he hurts people. But his act of redemption, his try to make things right, is something you just can get behind. So, I mean, it's entirely possible that the reason he walked out on his family is because he's like, you know what? If people know I have a family, they'll do bad things to them. It's possible. I mean, this isn't a guy who was getting a job doing something else, And there are these beautiful dream sequences where he's in a boat. I don't want to give away too much there, but he's coming to terms. Apparently, his father was a kind of the same person, and it is a general point of concession that, bad people breed bad people. So when you're out there breeding, if you're a bad person, you should really do your best to make things right. It's much like with my own life. I feel my father was very abusive. Okay, I've never had kids. I've never had kids because the abuse I suffered made me something of a hermit. Okay, it's very hard for me to connect with other people. I just look at people, I see their flaws, and I think, you know what? If this is a good person, I normally be like, they don't need me in their life. I don't think I'm a positive influence. And if they're a bad person, I go, I don't think I need them in my life. I don't feel that they're going to fill the void. And, so I can connect with Neeson's character. Ron Perlman, also, well, he plays Ron Perlman. He's mostly there as a presence. He doesn't really do a lot of acting. He's very solid. He's very Ron Perlman-esque. He's sort of a stoic character. Yalola Ross, I think, is the name of the girlfriend in this. I really enjoyed her performance. I don't think she was given enough, but she was the person with her own demons and a very complicated character for what little we see of her. It's just, I would have liked to have seen more of her in this movie, but that just was not really in the cards. The daughter isn't much of a character either. She does appear. Basically, she's like, hey, I hate you, Dad. I hate you, Dad. I hate you, Dad. Oh, you're giving me something. I'm not going to be that much of a pain in the neck. And there's that. I mean, people are like that sometimes. So, yeah. Kudos to this film for having a diverse cast, although at this stage in Hollywood, the cast is already casts are already reasonably diverse. So it could have gone a little further, with that. But I mean, it's, again, this is, at least you're not watching a film where you're staring at a bunch of white people, which is one of the things about the Cage movie. I remember there being a large number of white people in it. I may be wrong, but so there's that. It's a modern take, so it's a diverse cast, well done, solidly acted. This belongs in the upper middle of your watch list. It is not a spectacular film, but it is a solid and satisfying film, and I enjoyed it. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Love to hear yours. Comments below. I'm Richard. Who should be commenting, liking, and subscribing? You should be commenting, liking, and subscribing. Danger Ducky says, if not you, then who?